These are the viral Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses that I have had now for about 3 months. And I have to be honest with you, as a creator, I really love these, but they also make me feel super weird when I actually try to use them. So in this video, let's explore what they are and what they aren't, some of their key functionalities as well as their limitations, of which there are quite a few. And finally, I will talk to you about what it is actually like to use them, as well as some privacy concerns that are very likely to impact your experience with them. Let's first talk about what they are not. And this is pretty simple. They don't have displays, unlike the Apple Vision Pro or the Meta Quest 3. So you won't be sitting on the couch watching some YouTube or Netflix on these guys. But what they are is basically a camera in the design of sunglasses. They have speakers and microphones, so they are great for like listening to music and even taking phone calls. They also come with a security LED, which is supposed to make you feel better about filming in public, but I'm honestly not sure if even Meta believes they do as much as they are supposed to do, to be honest. They look and feel just like normal sunglasses, so unless you know what you're looking for, I don't think anyone would be able to tell that these are smart glasses. And that does include the case, because if you don't know what you're looking for, this case could absolutely pass as a normal case for any pair of sunglasses. And when I wear them, I always feel like I'm getting shots that I wouldn't usually get when I use something like the Pocket 3 or my iPhone, because they are just more captivating, more dynamic, and they just tell more of a story than anything that we would record otherwise. I really have to hand it to Ray-Ban and Meta. They managed to put something so technically advanced in something that looks and feels like a pair of sunglasses. So if you know how to use a pair of sunglasses, then you will feel comfortable using these guys as well. But before I praise them too much, let me backtrack a little bit, because these guys have a lot of limitations, and that makes them imperfect and definitely not for everyone. Starting with the fact that they only record vertical footage. This is great for somebody like me who loves to make short form videos and posts daily on Instagram stories, but it's not if you're like a YouTube creator or you just like to record horizontal footage. Plus, they only record in HD, a little more than HD actually, which is again great for Instagram, TikTok and YouTube Shorts, but not so much for YouTube long form, for example. Plus, while they're water resistant, they're not waterproof, which means you may be able to take them out in the rain, but you shouldn't take them out for a swim. Having said that, after all these limitations, there are also a lot of really good things. For example, the stabilization, as long as the light is good, is pretty good. Especially if you're going up or down some stairs, you're on a bicycle or an e-scooter, these will look super smooth. Plus, they can live stream, but of course, just to Instagram. Nevertheless, I think this is pretty cool, because imagine having them on while out fishing or on a bicycle, and you can live stream what you're doing to your audience from your perspective. That's cool. And then there's the Meta View app, which in my experience has been really solid. You use it to set up the glasses when you use them for the first time, but also to transfer photos and videos over to your phone. And by the way, it will remind you that there's photos and videos on the glasses that you haven't transferred over yet, which again is pretty cool. Plus, it allows you to share any videos and photos to basically any app. And there's one like cool thing that you can do, which is share directly to your Instagram stories. And when you do that, you get this, first of all, you get a couple of stickers, but also you get a little label at the top that says made with Ray-Ban Meta, which makes you feel special. No one else will notice, but it makes you feel special. And then we have the speakers, because as headphones, they are a really solid option. Not because they have the best sound quality in the world. In fact, let me show you. So I just started playing some music, so this is what they sound like. I don't know about you, but to me, they sound pretty solid. And the best thing about that is that you are fully immersed in your environment. You can still listen to or hear everything around you. And sometimes when you like cross the streets and, you know, a car horns at you or something, that might be what you want, you know? Plus, even though what you heard now was probably pretty loud, unless you're really blasting the music or you're in a very quiet room, somehow no one around you can hear what you hear, which again is pretty cool. And then these guys also have multiple microphones, which makes them great for the voice commands, we'll get there in a second, but also for phone calls, because whenever I get a call and I happen to have them on, I feel very comfortable just wearing them. I also use them to record voice notes on WhatsApp or iMessage, and generally I am really happy with the sound quality. In fact, Let me show you. So what you can see and hear right now is me directly talking into the smart glasses. The audio is completely unedited. So you tell me, what do you think? Is it good enough? And because these microphones are so good, they are the perfect voice assistant tool. But unfortunately, Meta made some promises and hasn't yet delivered on them. Because these guys come with a natural language assistant for your voice, which is kind of like ChatGPT, except that you speak to it. Unfortunately, the version that shipped with these glasses is really weak. It cannot do anything really. It can only answer the simplest questions, like what is the time in another place, or what is the time right now, or when is the sun going down, or something like this. Meta does currently have an early access program which drastically expands the abilities of this voice assistant, but it is only available to very select users and only in the United States, which is very disappointing for the rest of us. However, the new functionality that will ultimately roll out to hopefully everyone looks incredibly promising. And you will be able to ask your glasses some pretty advanced things, like can you translate the things in front of me, or can you describe what I'm holding in my hand. It will also have a Bing integration, so you can ask for stuff, locations for example, nearby you, which again, sounds pretty cool. I just wish I had access to it already. I really hope that Meta ultimately rolls it out based on the language that you speak instead of the location that you are based at, because you know, it's a language model and whatnot. Because paying $300 at least plus taxes for a device and then not having the same functionality as somebody else just because you're in a different country, that's just not cool. But with all of this out of the way, let's talk about what it is actually like to wear these when you're out and about, as well as some very important privacy concerns. Let's talk about the battery life real quick, because Meta claims that it is about 4 hours on moderate use. And I'm gonna tell you this much, guys. If you are out there, right, and you're taking photos and videos and you're listening to music, you would be shocked to get 4 hours out of these, because they never hold that long. But there's two solutions to that. Number one, these guys have an on and off switch. So if you intend to not use them for a couple of hours, but you need sunglasses, then I would recommend that you turn them off. And all you have to do is just find the switch on the side and done, they're off. That's it. And once you're ready to use them again, you just turn them back on, they boot, it takes maybe like 10-15 seconds and they're ready to use. And number two is the charging case, because Meta claims that this one has an additional 32 hours of charge for your glasses. And because it charges your glasses wirelessly, I would highly recommend that you take it with you whenever you're out and about for at least, you know, like a full day, because then your glasses will most definitely never run out of charge. When it comes to taking photos, these are not my favorite, because taking a photo takes a second. In fact, let me show you the sound cues. Dum, dum. That's how long it takes to take a photo on these guys. And that's unfortunate, because sometimes you're out and about and you just want to like click, like, you know, you do on your phone. This is not the same. Also, if you look closely, when you take a photo, the LED comes on one time like this. So this is all the LED does when you take a photo. The sound is only in your ear, nobody else can hear it. And to me, this is very stealthy. When it comes to video, however, I really like these. Again, they are not perfect because there are a bunch of limitations. For example, they only record up to 60 seconds, which might not be what you want. This is what it sounds like when you start taking a video. And this is what it sounds like when you stop. And when it comes to the security LED, it actually gets worse, because there is a proximity sensor in the LED that is supposed to prevent you from recording when you are trying to hide the LED somehow. But not only does my pair of glasses not do this, because I can easily hold a finger on my LED and still record video, which shouldn't be possible, Meta. But more importantly, what people have told me is that this only matters for the beginning of the recording. But then once you're recording, you're covering it up with some tape or whatever, then suddenly you are hiding and nobody can tell that you're recording. And once again, I think Meta, you can do better. That wasn't supposed to rhyme. So when I run around with them, they make me feel uncomfortable, because people are just not aware yet of what they are. And if they accidentally find out that I am recording despite a mini LED pushing, you know, some light, I don't think it would make them feel comfortable. Despite all of this, I really like these and I will continue to use them to tell better stories. But if you don't think you would feel comfortable with them, then something like the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 might be better for you, and I have a video reviewing it in much detail right here.